All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about, the New York nurses and the California nurses, because we know that the New York nurses are striking right now. But did you know that the nurses in California, they are making similar or even more money than what the nurses are making in New York, and they're working under safer conditions? Yes. So today, let's just compare New York versus the California nursing and talk about what New York nurses really need, not just about the higher pay. So if you're new here, I'm Stacey, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to ThinkNursing page, where I talk about nursing, travel, and lifestyle. And if you're an international nurse, I would love for you to go ahead and tune into the page. Both New York and the California nurses, they're working at high cost, and we know that they're high cost states. They're popular for international nurses, and they're known for large hospitals and big cities. But the nursing experience, it's a little bit different. It's very, very different. And the difference is not accidental. It's policy, it's protection, and it's power. So what California nurses do have that is different, let's just start off with that. California has mandated nurse-to-patient ratios, which are written in law. So for example, when it comes on to your med-surg patients, we know that one nurse gets 5 patients. Your ICU is 1 to 2. Your ER, it's a little bit regulated. So the hospitals can be fined if they break these rules, which means safer patients, less burnout, the nurses actually get breaks, nurses can refuse unsafe assignments, and so the pay in California is high, but here's the key. Pay comes with protection. Nurses aren't constantly droning, and isn't that something that we want? Definitely. We definitely want that. So now let's look at New York. Because New York does not have any strict enforced ratios like California. Instead, many nurses face what? The 7 to 10 patient ratio, unlike your med-surg floor. The ICU nurses, they stretched very, very thin. The ER can be chaos as normal. Even when staffing laws exist, enforcement is weak. So nurses are what? Overworked. They're forced into overtime, and mentally, they're exhausted. And remember, New York has one of the highest cost of living in the country. It does. Yes, California is expensive too, but here's the difference when it comes on to California versus New York. California nurses often work safer shifts and they go home less broken. In New York, you have the long commutes, you have the multiple jobs, the overtime just to survive. When your quality of life is low, the money doesn't feel like money anymore. You hear me? When quality of life is low, the money doesn't feel like money anymore. So what do New York nurses really need? They don't just need pay raises. They need enforced nurse-to-patient ratios. They need real penalties for hospitals that are understaffed. They need cost of living wage adjustments. They need mental health support and protected breaks. They need a voice in staffing decision. Without any of these, the nurses will just continue to leave bedside, or they will leave New York entirely. They'll go to other states that they can find all of those things that they're looking for. So if you're an international nurse that is choosing between states, it's very important, because don't just ask, how much will I make? Ask, how safe will I be? How sustainable is this long term? Because nursing is not just a job. It's your health, it's your license, and it's your life. That's the most important thing you need to take away. Remember, New York nurses are not asking for luxury. They're asking for basic safety. They're asking for respect, and they're asking for fairness. California shows us it's possible. Now the question is, will New York listen? Will they listen and take some of, the things that California has implemented in their nursing system and implement it into the laws in New York? Go ahead and just share your side and just tell me what your thoughts are on this. And then from there, until then, I will see you in the next video. Most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube page, I Think Nursing, and turn that notification bell on, and follow me on TikTok and Facebook and on Instagram for more content related to nursing, travel, and lifestyle. Until then, I will see you. Bye.